broadcast live.
Saucing things, see y'all playing catch up. Saucing things, see y'all playing. I wanna get high for
very, very timeless. So, Choose Love, leading up to the last album. Is the sound in Choose Love similar to what we're going to get in the last album?
It's somewhat similar. So Choose Love is like, for me, it's very rock, like you said, it's rock infused hip hop with elements or authentic African sounds, South African sounds. So I was always trying to like create something new. That's what the original Aewon Wolf was create something new, like that's never been done. And I would take something and I would just infuse different styles that I was a part of and bring it into one. So when I was Aewon Wolf, or as a musician, I was yeah, when I started music, when I started doing music like properly, I started with a band. I actually had a rock band. I started a rock band in high school, and it was a rock band that was based on hip hop because I was obsessed with hip hop. But at the same time, there was these rock bands that I liked, and I was like, can we infuse these two genres? Is there a way to do it? And there was some boys that I went to school with in the school that knew how to play instruments, and I was like, dude, let's just start a band. Let's just do something that's never been done before. And we did it, and I think we tapped into a consciousness that was existing in the world, because at that same time, when we had no bands we could reference to say what we're doing, suddenly they started popping up. Suddenly there was a Limp Bizkit, suddenly there was Linkin Park, suddenly all these bands started showing up at the time when we created this band. So I was like, the timing was ridiculous because the world is suddenly also catching on that these two sounds could be infused. And that was like way back, like when I was young. And I was like, when I did Aewon Wolf, funny enough, when I met up with Sketchy Bong, I said I want to do that stuff again, and that's what I did with Aewon Wolf. The first few songs I ever did as Aewon Wolf was that, and I said, okay, cool, let me try and do it again, because I feel like there's a social consciousness happening again, a reawakening that you can infuse genres. You don't have to have one genre, but this time I want to add my Africanness into it. Like, why not? Like, I'll put African chants or deliberate chants that I'm familiar with from like Maskandi music onto a song that sounds very rock, with the biggest like heavy rock riff you ever heard.
Do you think you can also cross audiences with that? Because when you just made the example of Maskandi chants on rock, if I'm thinking of the authentic original Maskandi head, they would totally refuse to be on the same song as a rock beat. So do you think you can cross audiences with that?
I think I can, because it's the craziest thing is that when you say like, can you cross the two, is on the same song on Choose Love. I have a Maskandi artist or person who plays Maskandi guitar playing on a rock song. And he's playing Maskandi, like he's playing the guitar the way he would play a Maskandi song, but you can't hear it. You won't even notice that that's a Maskandi riff. But that's why the genres actually do have relation. People just don't know it. They do have like some correlation, some meeting point, but people don't notice it because they've separated themselves so much. Like, we've grouped ourselves so much. We've been taught as a society, you have to be there, you have to be here, you are there, don't mix. And it's still stuck with us years and years after it's been institutionally stopped, or it's not on a law, or there's no law separating us, but we still separating ourselves. We're doing it ourselves. Like in America, they separate themselves. South Africa, they separate themselves. In Europe, they separate themselves. There's certain pockets of people who do mix, but it's like I'm trying to like force that mix, like let it be by force till a point where at some point it's going to be natural. Whereas people, white boys in Belito, in Durban, can be listening to a Maskandi artist and still have enjoy the same enjoyment that I would have listening to a Maskandi artist. It's like I know the different backgrounds that they might have, but they can relate on a musical level. And that's the power of music. Like, people don't understand, music can bring us together because music comes from different, like Maskandi is African, but it's still based on guitar. Guitar is a very rock instrument. So there is a correlation somewhere, but people just don't want to see it. So it's like, I feel like that's the nuances that need to happen. And I think with this tape, I will find people who understand it, but also most importantly, I can influence the next kid who's going to do it the best way possible. Like a kid who grew up in Umlazi can just make a rock song and make it his way, that still acknowledges his growing up or how he grew up, but like make it totally unique. Not that it has to sound like a let me think, who the big rock acts now.
The script?
Yeah, the script. The script is a thing, but like, it doesn't have to sound like a script. You know, it sounds like him, but he knows that he's heard something from Aewon Wolf that inspired and triggered something in him to actually, when he's learning the guitar, keep some Maskandi that he heard from his uncle that gave him the guitar. You know what I mean? That keep something that, you know, and he'll do it properly, and he'll do it like making the world change. Like, he can change the world. Like, I always said, I might not be the person who changes the world, but I want to influence the person who does. Yeah. And I heard Tupac say that, and I was like, yeah, that's it. You know, just you don't have to change the world, but you influence enough people, they can change the world. And you have changed the world by doing that.
That's powerful. So, last album, are you sure?
Yes, 110%
I mean,
sure.
we can work it out, we can talk about it. You know, you don't have to go.
Aewon Wolf has done his run with albums. Like, I wanted to make 2 studio albums. I actually wanted to make no studio albums as Aewon Wolf. That was the plan.
So like, what changed?
What changed when I made
the numbers?
No, the numbers. Maybe the numbers, yeah. I don't know exactly what happened, but there was a point where I made the decision, let's make an album. Yeah, it was the numbers. I think it was definitely the numbers that had a part. But as soon as it was sketchy, and I was like, you know what, let's just do an album, because, you know, it sucks making all this music and getting all this credit, but like, people don't understand mixtapes. They don't understand EPs. Like, because I can't submit any of this for like awards or anything. Like, there's no recognition. There was a certain like wall at a ceiling that was hit, and I was like, and I guess I cared about the numbers and I cared about the awards, even though I always told myself I don't care, I don't want to care, but I wanted to be able to say I can submit an album. You know, let's put the album out there. So that was like the consideration that made me do the first studio album. And when I started working the first studio album, I was happy with it, because it was like what my tapes would be. Like, my tapes are like gospel to me. Like, I love doing EPs and tapes because there's no rules. Because I can do whatever I want. I can do a PSA, which is strictly based on one concept, and make it rock. And you don't have to like cater for so and so and cater for it. Can just do its job, and I'll move on to the next project and do it again. Like, I can move on to the next project within a month, and no one will be mad, or no one will say, oh no, how can you submit another album or do this or whatever. Like, mixtapes have freedom. So I was like, you know what, one last studio album, be done with the studio album thing. And because I'm shutting down the Aewon Wolf thing, you'll hear Aewon Wolf on songs, maybe a tape, maybe if I move to do it. But I'm starting a new chapter, which I'm giving you as exclusive now. I'm starting a thing called, the nickname I was given at the warehouse was Father. So I'm creating a new persona. Not created, it's already created. He's just is a father. And father is what I focus on in terms of albums. So father, the concept of father is I am a director in music. I don't need to be on a song. I will maybe produce the song. Don't need to produce it. So
you are Isandla sister.
Yes.
The ghost hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's basically it. It's like I'm going to make the music. Like I'll find the vocalist that I see on the song. If I have a concept, I say, okay, I need this type of production. If I can't do the production, I get the right producers to produce it for me. I need you to make this exactly the way it should be. Get another vocalist, get the vocalist. I don't have to be on the song.
That's a dope progression though, because it continues with your culture of giving. You've always, every single song where, I forgot the name of the series. Is it the Wolfpack series? The one where you dropped every Wednesday and you had someone on a track.
Yeah, it's
Aewon
kind of
the same
Wednesdays,
thing. Yeah, it's kind of the same concept, that you basically just making it an actual thing.
Yeah, so that's the next step.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. Durban is proud of you. I feel like the country should be proud of you, but you know, that's politics. And I'm really, really happy that you're happy, because that's important. I mean, we can all debate about, no, don't go, give us another album, but we don't know what it really does to you for you to give us another album or to do that music that we so claim to love, you know. So shout out to you for that. But are you okay now? Like, are you okay?
No, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm very happy.
How do you get out of that dark space? Pulling back is one thing.
Yeah.
Once you pull back, what do you deal with? Where do you start? Do you write it down? Do you talk to someone? Do you reflect daily? What have you done to kind of get yourself out of that cloud?
You need to share. That's important. You need to talk to other people. At the warehouse, we got a thing. So basically, started something like a support group. The artists just talk amongst themselves. I've gotten a psychologist to like come in and help some of the kids, and we had a counselor come and like help and give us like material for mental health, because it's an important thing that people don't deal with. And one thing we learned is just like talking amongst ourselves, just as people, helps. Like,
and do you tell the truth? Like, how much do you tell? Because I can imagine a bunch of kids, like all 10 of us, and maybe I didn't eat last night, and actually I don't even have food today and tomorrow. Like, how honest do you get in these sessions?
That's the thing. It's like, as a group, it doesn't get that honest.
Okay.
I agree with that. It doesn't get that honest. But what I love is the relationship I have with most of these kids. They'll tell me, like, guys pull me aside and they'll tell me, like, yo, like you just said, like, I don't have any food. I don't have this. And luckily enough, I have a warehouse. I have a business of the warehouse. Whereas I have ways and means to make them money, because I don't believe in just giving money all the time. Like, yes, sometimes you do have to give, like, just because if he says I haven't eaten last night, then you say, okay, cool, let me get you some stuff now. But you need a plan for him to be able to make, you know. And then what I do is I shift them and I say, okay, what's your plan to start making money, because you need money for this and this. Then I shift them at the warehouse and they start working at the warehouse at the events or whatever. And like, it's worked out that way. But like, I think the personal thing will always be a thing. Like, people have people they're close to. Just share with that person that you're close to. And what I like about the warehouse is that everyone does have their little, like, small group within the group that they're close with and that they share with and they speak. Because like, sometimes it's not the person themselves comes to me. Someone in their group will come to me and say, don't let them know that I told you this, but so-and-so is going through this, and they're doing this and this and this, what's going on. And it allows me to help them. It allows me to just say, okay, cool, I need to just spend some time with this person, a little more hands-on time with this person, and help them get out their slump. And I mean, yeah, people just need to talk to each other. If they don't have people to talk to, like, it's you know what I do? Like, I meditate via social media. I don't know if if people notice. Like, I will
the Cincy tweets are going in.
Yes. I will tweet
Yes, preacher.
what I need to hear. Like if I'm going through something and I say, okay, I need to hear this, I'll tweet it to myself. I'll tweet it to myself, but people think I'm tweeting for everyone else because it does help other people. But I'm actually talking to myself most of the time when I tweet something. I say, remember, love,
It's
whatever.
a thought out loud. I do that too, actually, because you meditate on the word and you like actually, and you have to get it out of your system.
Yeah.
And so you tweet it.
And it has power when it comes back to you, because it's. And I know like social media has like got like such a bad reputation. I was like, let me use it for something good. Let me try and make something better of it, because if I'm gonna be here, let me at least change someone's timeline for something better. You know, if someone's timeline is very negative and it's all like, hey, we are going to arrest this person today, or this is what we're going at, and we are angry because of this. Let me put something that I am telling myself right now to not get into this. Let me put it there for someone else, and it helps. So I think that's a way people can use social media for good. Even if you think nobody's paying attention to your social media, you do it for yourself. Even if you're writing on your phone, if you don't have Twitter, you don't have airtime, or you don't have whatever, just put it on your phone and just write what you need to hear. Because people are wiser than they think. Like, you can actually tell yourself, you can fix yourself. There's power in yourself to fix yourself, because you know exactly what's wrong with you. And you know exactly where your weaknesses are. So you need to just address those weaknesses. And I always say choose love, and that's why I'm pushing the choose love concept. Is that if you base your answer on love, what would love say in this situation? What's the option of love over fear in this situation? What do I need to tell myself to move this to love? And you always win.
Powerful. Powerful, powerful, powerful. I couldn't have said any better. I can't even say anything more than that. Congratulations. Good luck, Father. And I'm happy that one of us got saved from this cloud, because this cloud follows people. It does, and some people don't make it out. So I'm really, really happy that you made it out. And thank you for sharing. And I'm so proud of the kids that you're working with. I can't wait to come to the warehouse. I feel like it's my spirit house, but it's like there in the coast.
You need to come.
So shout out to you. Shout out to all the kids at the warehouse. Hi guys. Continue doing great stuff. We see you. Shout out to you, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Broadcast live